Hello and welcome to episode 109 of the WMMA 5 series here on the channel as Pride of C, still in the year 2008, as we have Pride of C Worldwide 20, Don Frye vs. Brock Lesnar as our main event, and I'm excited to see how this card plays out. As for our male, we only have 4 pieces of it, so it's going to be a short one as we signed Todd Duffy. He's going to be in rings for a little bit, probably for a fight or two, since he'll probably win, as then Stephan Bonner has joined Death Clutch Gym after leaving Greg Jackson's mixed martial arts, and we extended the big cat, Tom Erickson, which, probably we could have went away from Tom here, with him only, winning his, or losing his last 4, rather. But I figured we could at least send him down to rings if we want to, because I think he is facing Mark Coleman, though, at Shockwave is kind of like his farewell. So I know usually a lot of people only get the 4 fights and that's it, but with someone who was pretty crucial in the beginning of the series, I just wanted to give him a little farewell, if you will. He still has, a positive record and whatnot, and even though he's 44, like him and Mark Coleman are at the ends of their careers, so I just feel like that makes sense as far as a nice little send-off. And yeah, so let's get on with the show here. As of course, Don Frye and Brock Lesnar. Then we have Elijah Harshberger and Akira Kikuchi as our co-main. Rich Franklin and Mark Hughes, which that should be a really good fight. Alberto Crane versus Katsuya Inoue. Czech Congo and Valentin Overeem. That should be a fun heavyweight fight. And then Yoshihiro Akiyama Sexyama taking on Kazuhiro Nakamura as he's making his debut in Pride of Scene to kick off the show. And then our 2 prelim fights. Jorge Masvidal and Daisuke Nakamura and Kichi Kunamoto taking on Mike Quick Swick in our prelims. As yeah, it was pretty quick. As for our main event, Don Frye main eventing for the second time in his career, first time for Brock Lesnar, as Don Frye has finished 3 of his last 5 opponents. It's the first time they have fought, as Brock's going to have a significant weight and reach advantage, as a 6-inch reach advantage. As Don Frye does have the Blurcat staff picks, which is pretty interesting. It's 5-2, but definitely a fun fight that I've kind of always wanted to see as far as like, if you could take like all time, Don Frye and all time Brock Lesnar uh, in an MMA fight, just kind of see how it would play out. Because Don Frye is pretty awesome. I think he's someone that from the early days of mixed martial arts that I think you could put like that mold of him and throw him in like modern day training and modern day kind of stylistically, he would be pretty fucking awesome because he's a pretty well-rounded guy for his time when there wasn't really a lot of well-rounded guys. So it's just I feel like him, Gary Goodrich too. Like Gary Goodrich is just for how little experience, like as far as like actual mixed martial arts he had. If he had like a top team, like now like an American top team or any type of top gym out there in current day like mixed martial arts, you just drop like Gary Goodrich like as far as like the athlete in today's era, and he would probably be fucking incredible to be honest, just for his size and just how well he was back then. You have like the modern day training now. I can only imagine what he could do. But that should be very, very fun. Don Frye coming in at 8-6, 19-7 as a whole. He's on a 2-fight win streak after knocking out Ken Shamrock, then knocking out Kazuchika Vegeta in the second round. As yeah, he just main evented Pride of Sea Worldwide 16 not too long ago, back in April. So now main eventing again. As yeah, I mean, he's looking for the knockout though. You can see that's he's knocked out Fuyuki. He's knocked out Kazuchika Vegeta. He's knocked out Mark Coleman. He's knocked out Tsuyoshi Kashka. He's knocked out Oleg Takratov, and he is. That's mainly been his bread and butter, I think, for the most part, as far as his wins go. He also, TKO'd Takayama, Bob Sapp. So it should be very interesting to see how it plays out for him, as then obviously for Brock coming in at 2-0 in his 2 wins over Yoshihiro Takayama and Bob Sapp. 2 guys that have lost to Don Frye. It took them in the second round for each guy, so that's probably not a great sign. But I think this is a good start for Brock as far as this is a really big test for him. Because he's 31, and even though he's obviously, a high-level wrestler, I think when it comes to actually stand-up wise, not that great. But we'll see how he does against Don Frye, though. And our main event is Elijah Harshberger taking on Akira Kikuchi, as Harshberger trains the American Tap Team, which Kikuchi has an overall record of 0-2 against other criminals of that team. So Harshberger has the Blurcast staff picks advantage 6-1 with Matt, the linebacker for Kikuchi. So, yeah, I mean, Lars Oshberger 0-3. Pride of C lost to John Fitch, Sean Pearson, and Thiago Alves. Two pretty bad fights and then pretty good fight with Thiago Alves after Alves got him in a clinch and kneed him right in the face. So this has been very telling for his career. I mean, he was someone who was doing pretty well in Pancrase and Strike Force, and I was like, oh, he might do something, but kind of doing the same thing like he did in UFC, where he went 0-3. He's already 0-3 right now. He's got one more fight, and he's down to rings, and I will assumingly be beating Akira Kikuchi here, but Akira Kikuchi at 4-2, he's beaten some guys I didn't think he was going to beat, like Luis Santos, which is nuts. He's beaten Nick Diaz, Robbie Lawler, and Mike Quick-Swick. He might add another name to that list. I wouldn't count out Akira Kikuchi, that is for sure. And then Rich Ace Franklin taking on Mark Hughes, as Mark Hughes trains at Military Fighting Systems, which Franklin has over a record of 0-1 against other members of that team. Mark Hughes has won 4 of his last 5 fights by decision. Rich Franklin, though, does have the Blurcast staff picks advantage, which makes sense, because obviously he has, as far as the stand-up advantage, striking-wise, definitely Rich Franklin. But Mark Hughes, someone that I thought was going to go on a bit of a tear. You know, he wins split decision-wise 3 in a row, takes a, wins the 2 split decisions from Lieben and Ryan Jensen, then takes a hiatus, comes back in January of 2007. Another split decision win over Stephan Bonner, then even beats Guy Metzger too. Loses, though, by split decision to Little Nog at Brazilian Bushido 6. So at least, a change of pace for him. He's had, out of his last 5, 3 of them have been poor fights. I don't think Rich Franklin's going to have a poor fight with him, though. Rich Franklin, 9-5, 13-5 as a whole. Just lost to Leopoldo Cerro at Brazilian Bushido 7, which was a great fight. He's knocked out Tim Kennedy. He as far as, therefore, we really slow fed him as far as in the beginning, and then he had the Rampage fight, which was pretty nuts, losing there. But then he's taking on some big names, obviously, in Rampage and Marcotte and Ron Faircloth, rather, Jesus, as, this is going to be should be a nice fight for Rich Franklin to have as far as to show off his kickboxing. We'll see, though. Maybe Mark Hughes has something to say about Escatino Noe versus Alberto Crane. Alberto Crane, man, has a once on the march of 05, 0-3 as well in Pride FC, as he's lost to Joe Lozon, as Calavante and Tetsuya Kawajiri, all by decision. We'll see what happens here as far as with Katsuya Noe, which it looks like Katsuya Noe is going to run right through him. Katsuya Noe 9-3, 3-3 as a whole, as he just beat Eddie Alvarez and Jim Miller, which is, I didn't think he was going to beat Jim Miller at all, and he beat him in his debut. As someone who's had to take on BJ Penn in the past, he's been knocked out by Masvidal, and he's also lost to Shinya as well. See what happens, though. Seems to be on a good fight win streak, and looking to make it 3 in a row here against Alberto Crane, as then Czech Congo versus Valentin the Python Overeem, as Czech Congo coming in as the slight favorite, 4-3. He's 8-5, 4-3 as a whole. He's just lost to Roy Nelson and Alexander Emelianenko in February, but the last 4 fights have been good, and he's someone that has had some pretty fun fights, though. As far as when it's someone that will also stand up there and bang with him, and I definitely think Valentin Overeem will be doing that, as Overeem hasn't won since 2006. He's lost to Josh Barnett and John Olive in a mode, which he hasn't had a fight, obviously, in 08, but having 3 in 06 and 2 in 05, had a pretty busy 05 and 06, but to come back here after being out for almost a year, after losing in the 3rd round to John Olivinamo, this should be just exactly what he needs. But as far as who he's beaten, he's beaten Roy Nelson in the past, he's beaten Alexei Oleinik in the past, but he's faced some tough guys, and Sergey and Andrei Simonov in M1, and he's also, in Greg Wicken in rings, and then also Josh Barnett, Tim Sylvia, and as well as far as in Pride FC. So he's faced some tough guys, that is for sure. This should be a fun one, though. Should be a fun one. Close on the betting lines. As far as if I had to make a pick, I would probably go with Czech Congo as well. But that should be a really fun fight. As Yoshihiro Akiyama taking on Kazuhiro Nakamura, as Akiyama's finished 3 of his last 5 opponents. First time they have fought. Nakamura will have a significant weight advantage, but he's also going to make his Pride FC debut, but it looks like the Blurkout stat picks have Sexyama winning this one as Akiyama 6-2, 1-1 in Pride FC, just lost to Mazatsu Yano at No Laughing Matter back in April. As far as he beat Hector Lombard in his debut. As for Kazuhiro Nakamura, it's gonna be tough to see how he does, because really, as far as he has not faced any type of big name guy, it's gonna be a crapshoot. That is for sure. We basically signed him because he's a bit of a name, and he's got a pretty good record. He's also a high-level Judokan, which could play into effect as far as him being basically more of a light heavyweight in the middleweight division. He's going to have a significant weight advantage of a lot of guys, especially a true middleweight like Yoshihiro Akiyama. So that could play into a factor, though. We could see an upset here for Kazuhiro Nakamura. Then our prelims, Frye, Game Bred Masvidal, taking on Daisuke Nakamura as Masvidal also won since March of 2006. Looks like he's going to get the win here, but they have one backer in Daisuke Nakamura, as he's lost to Mac Danzig and Shinya Aoki in the past. Last year, 2007, was not his year. Lost both times by rear naked choke. As for Daisuke Nakamura, coming in at 3-3, 9-6 as a whole. He's just lost to Jose Aldo, and he lost to Gilbert Melendez. So two very tough opponents. He's beaten Joe Lozon in the past. He's beaten Diego Tavares in the past. He's also faced Cristiano Marciello in the past, and Katsuya Inoue, which he's lost to those guys. But I think this is someone that could give Jorge Masvidal a bit of a run for his money. I do think so. It's just as far as if he's able to get a hold of him, maybe able to sink in a rear naked choke, and that might be it for Masvidal here. That'd be 3 straight losses for him. In our first prelim fight, Kichi Kunamoto taking on Mike Swick, as Swick has the 5-inch reach advantage. Even though Kunamoto has finished 3 of his last 5 opponents, Swick does have the Blurkout stat picks advantage, as Kunamoto 3-2. Not the greatest of records, 1-2 in Pride FC. Just beat Matt Brown, which I thought he was going to lose to Matt Brown when we set that fight up in May of this year. As someone who's been a part of the Worldwides and even the live USA show for the Worldwide taping, which is pretty cool. But for Mike Swick, guys, 9-8, 2-4 in Pride FC, though not a great record in Pride FC. As he's part of the welterweight Grand Prix, with John Fitch lost there, knocked out Frank Trigg, lost to Nick Diaz and Drew Fickett, beat Kaito Nakamura, and they just lost to Kira Kikuchi earlier in February. He's had good and great fights pretty much throughout his entire time, besides the one decent fight with Kaito Nakamura. It should be a pretty fun prelim, though. I think they're going to bring it for sure. As Mike Swick, obviously with the kickboxing background, he's going to have the reach advantage too. This should play into his favorites as far as having him get the win here. We'll see if Kichi Kunamoto can play the spoiler, but it's plus 100 and minus 110 on the betting line. It's pretty close for both these guys. It's pretty similar in age, just obviously Swick a little bit taller. He's got the better reach. As we'll see what happens. This big jump across these referee ringside judges. Here we go as they touch gloves. Swick moves forward, constantly trying to pressure him into exchanging strikes. There's a jab in the exchange from Kunamoto. Swick moves in fast, lands 3 quick punches, and then Kunamoto evades the big right. Flurry of 5 punches from Swick, sees them all connect, then hits Kunamoto with a beautiful straight right. Jesus. As Swick hits the left jab and scores the right cross, lands hard. There's a left jab, but Kunamoto evades the big right. Swick confidently moves in closer. There's a left jab, but Kunamoto avoids the big right. As Swick connects with a nice jab and scores the right cross. And there's a cut down underneath the eye of Kunamoto. As Swick closes in on Kunamoto, looking to unleash some strikes. As the combo ends with a head kick attempt fails to land for Swick. Swick connects with a nice jab and then hits Kunamoto with a beautiful straight right. So there's a jab, then catches Kunamoto with a crunching right hook. Surprised he hasn't even knocked him down yet, to be honest. Swick with the left hand, but Kunamoto evades the big right. As there's a flurry of 5 punches from Swick, all of them landing, and then a beautiful straight right. As now John McCarthy's going to pause the action, check on the cut, as it's only minor. So we're back underway here. Swick's starting to slow down, as the jab is wide, then hits him with a straight right that lands hard, and there's another jab that's wide, then catches him with a crunching right hook. There's a left jab and a leg kick from Swick, trying to now change it up a little bit. Comes forward, and the two fighters exchange some strikes again, so there's a counter jab from Kunamoto. There's a left hand, but finds nothing but air on the big right. Two fighters go toe-to-toe, and with strikes, but nothing can really land between the two. As Swick initiates exchange of strikes, Kunamoto lands a left hand in the exchange, as he can't hit the step left jab. then catches Kunamoto with the right hook. As Swick forces exchange strikes, Kunamoto manages to counter jab. Swick throws a two-punch combo, but Kunamoto avoids both of them. As there's a quick 1-2, but doesn't land either blow, as Kunamoto moves in fast and clinches with Swick. Kunamoto's trying to muscle Swick up against the ropes. Now he's got him up against the ropes. There's a stomp on the foot. Look for a trip. That's huge. I mean, way to go Kunamoto there to look to maybe try to steal the back half of this round. As now Swick's on his back, pulling half guard. There's a couple punches designed to the body there. So now he's trying to sweep him, but he isn't getting anywhere with it. Now he's trying to pass half guard as Kunamoto. He does so, but it's just a ploy to try and scramble now. As Scramble sees Kunamoto first, he's quick to wrestle Swick up against the ropes. Looking for another trip. He's got it again. 2 for 2 on takedowns for Kunamoto. Now he's trying to pass guard and get better position. As now he's got side control. There's a few strikes there, trying to transition the guard again, but he can't quite do it. Pounds away some right hands, doesn't do much damage, and now he's trying to move the guard, but Kunamoto doesn't allow it to end up the first round. Yeah, that was pretty interesting to have Kunamoto like that have just a tremendous 2-3 minutes of that last round. Really, really impressive. I don't think it was enough, though. I think Swick dominated the majority of the round, did the most damage, but we'll see. That's a great, as far as to carry over into a second round, that type of momentum, that's great to have. We'll see if Kunamoto comes out with that same fire, as he can't hit the left jab, this Swick, but he hits him with straight right. Can't find his home on this jab, but he hits a straight right again. Swick's starting to have to push himself now as corner responded by urging him on a little louder now. There's a left hand and a nice straight right hand that lands hard too. Swick is basically blown up at this point. I don't think he's going to be able to knock him out. But if he's still able to just kind of land some more shots, he should be able to win by decision. As Kunamoto looks like he's about to angle in for a takedown, but he couldn't take the initiative. Can't connect with the jab. There's a right hook, though, as now Kunamoto tries to shoot it on him. Doesn't get the takedown, though. First time that gets stopped. As now he's hopping in one place here. As Kunamoto's pushing him against the ropes. Now he's going to get the trip. Yep, but he's left on his back, pulling half guard. Trying to pass. It's a scramble immediately, as Kunamoto's up first and quickly grabs him up against the ropes. Now looking for another sweep. Much like the first round, gets another trip. There's a few strikes with or without venom. Again, some more shots to the body. In half guard, Kunamoto begins to work to get side control. He passes but loses control momentarily. The scramble begins. As Swick scrambles back to his feet, and Kunamoto immediately drives him up against the ropes. Looking to go down low and grab his opponent's legs, wrap him, take him down. And he does so, and he's left turtle up onto his hands and knees as Kunamoto's up on top of him facing him. As he cannot stop himself from being rolled and secured side control on. There's a few right hands taking on the gloves, pounds with some big strikes, and Swick eats a couple of those big strikes to end out the round. That's a tough one again, because I feel like actually Kunamoto did the majority. It was pretty close because it was around like the 3-minute mark where Kunamoto started getting the takedowns in, but he landed most strikes. Yeah, he's doing pretty well as far as passing on the ground. I think he won that round, as we'll see what happens in the last round here. As Kunamoto definitely he's completely deflated, which is interesting because I thought he won that round. So I guess he's just pretty much over it. As he can't hit the sub-left jab, but he hits a right hook. Misses the left jab, as he actually uses the left jab rather, but misses the vicious right hand. As Swick looks like he doesn't have a lot left to give. Jab hits home and he hits a leg kick. As the jab hits home with another low kick. Swick confidently moving closer though. Looks like we're about to see a shot, but Swick simply took the initiative. Jab is wide and lands the big right hand. 1-2 from Swick fails to land. Seizing that opportunity, Kunamoto clinches up with him. He gets caught with a knee strike to the body. And there's another knee strike to the body. Kunamoto doing a great job with these knees in the grapple here as it catches Swick to the side of the stomach, trying to wrestle up against the ropes. He does so. Now he's got him pinned. Grabbing both his opponent's legs, trying to trip him to the mat. He does so. As now Pounds win, is unable to land many clean shots on Swick, trying to work to get past the guard. Can't fend off the effort, can only stop Kunamoto at half guard. Fires off some punches as he's trying to catch his breath. Pounds away with rights, but doesn't really do a great deal of damage. As Kunamoto tries to throw a slicing elbow, but misses. And that's the end of the round. End of the fight. As, definitely all Kunamoto there. As well as I would say Kunamoto won that fight. We'll see what they think as well. Yes, all three judges. Kevin Akichi, Kunamoto. As that was a really great fight, though. 9-9 for poor Mike Quick Swick. I thought he had it. He just got gassed out. That was a great job by Kunamoto to weather the storm. And keep it going. I mean, that was just great stamina on display as well. Some good stuff. Tsukuyomi gives a name check to everyone at the Sununama, rather, dojo. I finally got it. As all of his various sponsors, all of his friends, fairly support his praise was quick for the tough fight. As now for our last prelim fight, Oi Masvidal taking on Daisuke Nakamura, 7-3, 9-6, Tokyo, Japan, Miami, Florida. It's 5'11", 161, 5'11", 161 for Daisuke Nakamura as well. Street fighting background for Masvidal, and catch wrestling for Nakamura. American Top Team, Abiani Combat Club, -140, -110, very close on the betting lines. We'll see what happens. Big John's going to stay out there as our referee. Ringside judges, Nakamura being in front of a home crowd gets a loud cheer as he enters. In the first round, Masvidal deliberately doesn't touch gloves. They both step in to strike as they strike, but without success. So Masvidal comes in off a combination with a fast low kick, but Nakamura shows good defense and checks it comfortably. As Masvidal deals with the 3 punches without issue, his guard remains solid. As he's moving in and out of range, Nakamura hoping to tempt his opponent to wreck the strike to leave an opening. As there's 2 jabs and the big right hand that follows up misses. As Nakamura acknowledges some instructions from the corner with a curt nod of the head and returns to his full attention of the fight. Exchange of strikes happens right in the center of the ring. Nothing really comes of it, though. 2 fighters come together and engage. Masvidal misses the right cross and leaves himself open for a counter as Nakamura attacks with a glancing blow with a high kick. As Masvidal looks confident, shortening the range he's looking to strike. Defensive jab hits from Nakamura. Jab lands from Masvidal, doesn't hit the leg kick that follows up. Masvidal moves forward, constantly trying to pressure Nakamura into exchanging strikes. There's a counter jab, doesn't connect though. Nothing's really landed between these two. There's a left hand, and Nakamura dodges the roundhouse body kick that comes in next. Exchange of strikes happens right in the center of the ring. Nothing, but neither fighter lands anything good. So Masvidal comes forward, walking down Nakamura. There's a counter left hand as he can't connect with a jab and scores the right roundhouse kick to the body, or to the ribs rather. As Masvidal stalks Nakamura forward, forcing him into the corner. As Masvidal steps into a pocket, avoiding a jab on the way in. As a jab lands with Masvidal, and Nakamura avoids the low kick that's the setup. As Masvidal hits a left hand, but misses the vicious right hand. As Nakamura looked like he was trying to step in and grapple, but Masvidal took the initiative. As he fails to find his jab, it hits Nakamura with a beautifully straight right. As he confidently moves in closer. Looked like he was able to see angling for a grapple, but couldn't take the initiative. As Masvidal fails to find his jab and lands the right hand, stepping forward, constantly trying to exchange some. As the strike exchange begins, rather, so Nakamura hits the counter left hand. Can't connect with the jab. Lands the low kick, though, to the legs. Exchange of strikes sees both fighters fail anything significant. Stalking forward again, Masvidal backs Nakamura backwards into a corner. There's a counter jab. Can't hit the sub left jab. Hits the right hand, though. Halfway point in the round. Masvidal attacks the strikes. Misses the left hand in the exchange. Combo lands with a kick to the legs past the land. As Masvidal is slowing just a little, and he starts to get into the gas tank a bit. He can't hit the sub left jab, then catches Nakamura with a right head kick. As that's 2 fighters stand and trade strikes, neither can land a significant blow, though. Surprised no one's been knocked down by the way these head kicks have been landing, as Masvidal stalks forward, pressuring Nakamura again. Counter jab doesn't connect, though. Jab is wide and lands the low kick to the legs. Quick punch again. Masvidal is confidently moving around the ring, initiates the strike exchange again, trying to hit a jab, but misses. As Nakamura then lands the left hand as Masvidal, but Nakamura avoids the big right. Can't connect the set of a jab, but it lands a nice straight right hand that lands hard. Exchange of strikes happens in the center of the ring. Nothing comes of it, though. Again, nothing really happens in the center of the ring. For a 3rd time, nothing really lands. Oh my god, it just keeps on happening. As finally a minute left, comes forward, and the 2 fighters trading blows, rather, as Nakamura throws a counter left but doesn't connect. Missing all the strikes on combo that ended with a kick to the body. Does Masvidal, and the 2 meet in the center of the ring again. Scores with a jab, but fails to land on the leg kick attempt. Off target with the jab, but lands the left hand to the body. Confidently moving around the ring. There's a punch, but Nakamura was equal to it. Takes a chance and grabs Masvidal into a clinch. And that's the end of the first round. As, yeah, I mean, that is a tough one to really judge because nothing really happened in those 10 minutes. I mean, really, 16 shots landed for Masvidal and only 6 for Daisuke Nakamura. Just not a great 10-minute round. See what happens in the second as Masvidal connects to the jab but finds something in the air on the big right. As the 2 fighters stand and trade strikes, neither can land anything significant, though. All those shots now are either off target or safely dealt with. As Masvidal stumbled his way into a clinch, he's looking shattered here. He's trying to wrestle Nakamura backwards up against the ropes. He does so, as there's a hard stomp there. Knee strike just above the hip. There's a glancing elbow strike from the clinch. Tries to throw an elbow again, but Nakamura stops it this time. As there's a few quick punches to the side of the head from Nakamura. Tries to throw a knee strike to the thigh, but again, Nakamura seizing that chance to create some space and circle out. As Masvidal appears to be feeling a little fatigued for the first time in this fight. His hand's starting to lower just a fraction. Two fighters engage. A strike, but without success. Can't get past the good guard of Masvidal, as his two punches were simply absorbed. As now he doesn't connect with the left jab, but also doesn't connect with the right roundhouse kick to the body. I mean, in the center again, they start to strike. As Nakamura misses in the right cross, it leaves himself open for a counter. Masvidal comes in with a left jab and a right hook. Masvidal is basically, almost blown up at this point as they engage. As Nakamura slipping past the right hook and counters with a right hook of his own. As Masvidal just doesn't look like he has much left in the tank here. As we got a minute left, they meet in the center again. As there's a counter with the right hand with a left jab and a right hand. Does Masvidal, as now they move in and engage. Masvidal missing the right cross to leave himself open for a counter. As Nakamura attacks with a quick left jab and a good right hook. As they stand and trade blows, but neither can land anything damaging to end out the second round. So yeah, I mean, Daisuke Nakamura, he was landing some shots to end out the round, but I think just again, Masvidal doing a good job as far as being able to land more shots again. I think he was dominating the round as well as far as in control of it. It's basically Daisuke's to lose at this point. If he has a great third round, maybe he'll be able to finish him. We'll see. They meet in the center. Masvidal misses the right hook and leaves him for a counter, which is a left jab and a right hook that's ducked. It's quick exchange strikes not produce any damage as Masvidal's clinched up, looking shattered. As Nakamura trying to suck him into the guard, he does so, and now looking for an armbar from the bottom, and he's got it. What a, I mean, just exactly what he needed. Got him into a clinch, sucked him into his guard right from the beginning, as far as right out of the gate, sucked him into an armbar. So what a win for Daisuke Nakamura, and Jorge Masvidal is definitely going to be kicking himself about that one. Just blown up, got caught. As 10-6 for Daisuke Nakamura, 7-4 for Jorge Masvidal. So what two prelims there? So we got two good fights there out of the prelims. As Daisuke Nakamura thanks everyone connected to Aviani Combat Club for helping him prepare for the fight and the sponsor supporting him financially. As Daisuke Nakamura gives a show respect to his opponent there. It's our first main fight, the opener here. Yoshihiro Sexyama Akiyama take it on Kazuhiro Nakamura. I always want to say Naki like it's just from saying Yoshihiro Akiyama's Kazuhiro Nakamura. It's going to be nice to going from Daisuke Nakamura to Kazuhiro Nakamura. It's 9-5, 6-2, both Judikins, but Akiyama's better Judikin here. He's probably a little bit more well-rounded, but Takada Dojo, Pancracism as for Kazuhiro Nakamura, Osaka, Kansani, Japan, Tokyo, Japan. Let's see what happens here. Iman Takawa is our referee. Ringside judges, Nakamura gets a good reaction from the fans. He enters the arena. He's fighting from in front of a home crowd tonight. Three are underway. They touch gloves. They come together in a clinch. Sexyama manages to get control of the clinch, trying to force Nakamura into a Muay Thai clinch now. Manages it, and now controls Nakamura by the back of the head. So he blocks a knee strike, but cannot get free of the Muay Thai clinch. He tries to wrestle free of the Muay Thai clinch, but he cannot do it. As Akiyama loses the Muay Thai clinch after a knee strike and misses and gives Nakamura the opportunity to wrestle free. Looking for the takedown attempt from Nakamura, but Sexyama stops that takedown with a great sprawl, and they step away safely. As Akiyama throws two quick punches, but doesn't hit either of them. As now, stepping in now, Akiyama aggressively gets the dominant position in the clinch. He's trying to muscle Nakamura with conserves. He does so. And now looking for a judo-style throw, and he's got it. It's a quick inside leg trip. Can't do nothing but pull guard now. So we'll see what Akiyama can do in guard as he's trying to pound on Nakamura, but all the blows will come to be dealt with. As he loses guard while defending the strike, so now Akiyama's just standing in front of him, trying to come in and secure ground position, but Nakamura's too quick, and they slip away from Sexyama and start to scramble. Scramble leaves Sexyama on his back, pulling guard, so he loses out in the scramble. Nakamura lunges forward and slams his shoulder into him. Now they're just going to smother him now, as far as keeping him close control by stopping him from posturing up. That's a good job by Akiyama from the bottom. Now there's a quick shoulder smash again. Small several strikes, but he's just keeping close body-to-body contact because he knows that Akiyama can do something from the bottom. As he blocks him again, as he's trying to sweep, fires off some punches. Looks to throw an elbow from the bottom, but Nakamura leans forward and smothers him instead. There's a couple punches to the body there, trying to drag him in close quarters again. He just hits him with a couple of short punches. Again, keeping just close body-to-body contact. Glancing elbow strikes off the side of the head there from Akiyama. As Nakamura is just, again, content to throw a couple punches to the body. As referee's going to stand him back up. And now Akiyama's starting to breathe a little heavier now. Takedown Tim from Nakamura. Doesn't get it though. Left hopping in one place. Look at that, push him against the ropes. Looking for a judo throw, and he's got it. Nakamura's left in guard. Throws a few strikes without venom. And there's another glancing elbow strike off the top of the head. As again, from Akiyama from the bottom. As Nakamura throws a few weak-looking punches as he decides his next move. Trying to sweep from the bottom of the guard, but doesn't budge him. As another short, sharp shoulder smash to the face of Sexyama from Nakamura. As he's looking to smother him again to end out the round. He does so. That's a very good round from Nakamura, though. Did a lot of damage. Was able to have control for a good majority of it. It's a good round. Yoshihiro Akiyama started off pretty well. Got him up against the ropes, tripped him. But then that's pretty much the last time he had really major control. But he was landing some shots on the bottom, so at least he has something to go for there. But definitely, Kazuhiro Nakamura won that round, but it was a bit of a snoozer. So hopefully it's a little bit more exciting in the second. We get up close, so he start wrestling, works his way into a down position, as he catches a knee strike to the body there. Another knee strike to the body. This time to the side of the stomach, exactly, but tries to wrestle Nakamura backwards against the ropes. He's got him up against the ropes now, looking for a judo-style throw. He does so. Nice inside leg trip. Punching down on Nakamura. Just wants to keep control here as Nakamura applies a double underhook, though, keeps him from launching any attacks, trying to pass guard. And there's a scramble. That's exactly what you did not need. As Nakamura ends up pushing down on Sexyama, facing him in a turtle position. Pounds away, but Sexyama calmly deals with him, quickly back to his feet. As Sexyama is starting to have to push himself now, as his corners responds by urging him on a little louder. Taking a few gulps of breath now, Nakamura's given the first hit, and he's starting to tire now. Sexyama steps in, grapples his opponent, trying to wrestle him up against the ropes. He doesn't do it, though, as he ends up being out-wrestled. Looking for a judo throw. That gets blocked. Look for it again. That gets blocked as well. No, Sexyama gets control of it. Knee strike to the body. Breathing very hard. Sexyama's just ragged at this point. There's a knee strike to the body again. As he won that round, though. Won that round for sure. And we'll see what happens in the third. So Nakamura's definitely developing a large bruise from all those knees to the body. The last round, Sexyama throws a quick 1-2. Doesn't hit either of them. As seeing his opponent about to shoot in, Nakamura timed it well and starts to move in for a clinch. As with Sexyama in his grasp, Nakamura trying for a judo-style throw. Doesn't get it, though. Now Sexyama wrestles his way into controlling that grapple. There's a knee strike to the body. Another knee strike to the body. Trying to push him back against the ropes. He does so. Looking for the judo throw, and he's got that as well. Nakamura's now breathing very hard. I mean, that's pretty much it for him. As Sexyama's trying to pass. After struggling, he does get past it. It's only the half guard, though. Looking now for side control. He gains it as well. As, wow, look at Akiyama go. As he's making it hard as possible for him to get out of half guard. But as Sexyama struggles to make that pass. Pounds away, but is unable to land many clean shots. Just trying to pound away some more. As with punches raining down, Nakamura desperately tries to get away, but only succeeds in giving up his back to end out the round. As Sexyama's just looking on the verge of exhaustion to end it out. But he gets the win, though. Should be, yes, by unanimous decision. As he saved that one for sure. That first round was a bit of a snooze fest, but luckily in the second and third, he brought it a little bit more. And we got a decent little fight out of it. As Yoshihiro Akiyama thanks everyone connected to Kata Dojo for helping him prepare for the fight and sponsors for supporting him financially, showing respect. Yoshihiro Akiyama praises Nakamura for his skill and toughness there. Czech Congo versus Valentino Varim. Couple of big, heavy hitters, great kickboxers, looking to battle it out. As we got a French kickboxer and a Netherlands kickboxer. As a Dutch kickboxer, if you will, as 18-5, 8-5. T-Blood, Takata Dojo, as Valentino Varim with a grappling background does give him a slight advantage here, but this should be pretty exciting, though, as our referee, ringside judges, here we go, they engage. Overeem misses with the low kick, and he's trying for the high kick, but it's wide of the mark from Congo, as exchanges a few strikes, but nothing significant lands. There's a jab, but has no power behind it. As he connects with a jab, but misses the vicious right hand, Congo confidently comes in closer. Looks like we're about to see some type of angling for some type of takedown, but it couldn't take the initiative. Congo fails to land any strikes in the combo then with an attempted head kick. Overeem comes in, looking for the takedown, as Congo gets to take it down by a single leg. As trying to work to get past the guard, he can't find a way past it. Overeem looking to get past again, but he remains stuck in guard, though. As he's just kind of stuck there. As Congo's trying to make it as hard as possible for him to do anything really, but really just concentrating on defending as well as he can. as he attempts to pass guard again, and now finally a scramble begins as Overeem manages to come out on top, though, so nothing really changes. Would love for them to stand up, to be honest, here. Another scramble, as Overeem ends up being in half guard again, as they're just kind of the same thing as a third scramble, as now ends with Overeem grabbing Congo, shoving him against the ropes, looking for the takedown, and he's got him again. That sucks, because I was really hoping for a nice stand-up battle here, but Valentine using that grappling to his advantage. Can't really fault him, as Overeem attempts to pass guard and gain better position, but another scramble begins. So Overeem ends up underneath Congo in north-south position somehow. There's some elbows into the ribs, but they don't have any really power behind it, and as now Congo loses positional control momentarily, as now the scramble results in Congo being on his back, and Overeem in side control, looking for a Kimura. So Congo defends that well, looking for an arm triangle now. That gets fought off as well, looking for a mount. As now looking for a scramble to avoid that danger, as Overeem ends up in guard. So many scrambles, I can only imagine. I think that we're almost at double digits, it seems like, in the scrambles. My God. As, 4 for 9 on ground passes. Not a great percentage. 2 for 2 on takedowns, though, for Overeem. I mean, there was only 6 shots landed that entire 10 minutes of, that's not good. But Overeem definitely won that round. Hopefully we get something more exciting in the second and the third, as moving forward constantly, Congo's pressuring him into striking, as there's a counter jab from Overeem. There's a quick 1-2, but doesn't land either blow. Exchange of strikes at relatively close range, but nothing really lands. Congo's now starting to slow down, and so is Overeem. They meet in the center, as Overeem counters a short body kick with a right cross. They stand and trade in the center of the ring, nothing really gives or takes. So that's great, as Overeem comes forward, willing to take a few shots, as long as they get close enough to wrestle. There's a quick punch in the land, though, from Congo. Gets a hold of him without taking a shot. Look at the muscle against ropes. He does so. Now looking to take him down. He does so. Overeem begins trying to pass the guard. And isn't able to pass it this time around. Looking for it a second time. He's got it to end out the round. Yeah, I mean, Congo's finished. I mean, this is just, Overeem just got to do just one takedown, and that's it. Exchange of strikes, but nothing really gets through, and the fatigue's really creeping in for Congo. He's moving a little more slower. 2 commands meet in the center of the ring. They start to strike. There's a jab and a spin kick to the ribs. Way to go, Overeem there. And missing the left jab, but scores the great right hook, as Overeem chooses to shoot in. Obviously not wanting to stand with Congo anymore. He's got the single leg, trying to get past it. He's unable to get past the guard. And another scramble, as Congo's on his back, losing out in the scramble. Passes again, and another scramble again. And again, Congo loses out on it. Doesn't have much left in the tank here, as there's some right hands. Congo deals with them comfortably. Looking to get past the guard, as he loses control momentarily. Scramble begins. It doesn't look like he's got much left in the tank, as neither fighter manages to impose himself in the scramble. They both end up standing. So they're without a minute left now. Both fighters step in to strike. As Congo slipping past the right hook, attempt and attacks with a kick to the legs. As Congo comes forward, and the 2 fighters stand and trade blows. Overeem throws a counter left, doesn't connect, though, as it connects to the jab and misses the right body kick there. So yeah, Valentine Overeem's going to win that one by unanimous decision. I mean, that was, surprised that was rated good, to be honest. I guess it got pretty exciting there in the third, but I don't know. That was just disheartening to see where that went. Kind of, the guy who had the grappling experience got the win there. Just made sense. As Valentine Overeem, thanks to everyone connected. Takata Doja for being unprepared for the fight and supporting him financially, as Valentine Overeem gives a show of respect to his opponent. Alberto Crane taking on Katsuya Inoue, 9-4, 9-3. Alberto Crane fighting for his job here, as he is the underdog. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background, Shuto background for Katsuya Inoue. We'll see what happens, as Iwan Takawa's our referee, ringside judges. As as Inoue gets a good reaction from the fans, he enters the arena. As he's fighting from a home crowd tonight, we are underway. They touch gloves. High-speed takedown for Inoue there. He's got it. He's got side control. 2 pounds with punches. Doesn't quite have anything behind it, though, as Crane tries to transition the guard, but can't quite manage it. A few right hands to the body. Fires off some punches, catches his breath, tries to transition the guard, can't quite manage it. Inoue unloads some right hands, but Crane deals with them comfortably. Blocks a temptable guard. Pounds away, but Crane is in trouble by the strikes. Blocks a temptable guard. Fires away with some punches, but Crane is in trouble by the strikes. Blocks a temptable guard. A lack of progress forces referee Iwan Takawa to stand back up, as the 2 fighters engage with strikes, but neither can land anything significant. They clinch up, and Inoue manages to aggressively get good position, and now look at them get him up against the ropes. He does so, look for the takedown, and he's got that too. And side control again, as Inoue fires away with some rights. Crane tries to with the guard, but Inoue doesn't allow it. Inoue trying to pound on Crane. None of the blows land with a degree of power, though. Trying to pull guard on Inoue, but doesn't get anywhere with the attempt. There's a few right hands to the body. Trying to transition the guard. Can't quite manage it, though. Fires off some punches as he's trying to catch his breath. Blocks him to pull guard. Inoue tries to pound on Crane, but all the blows are comfortably dealt with as Inoue blocks it to pull guard. That's just been all Katsuya Inoue. I would love for him to try to finish the fight, but we just keep on getting a stalemate where they have to stand him back up. Oh, but there we go. There's a fails to find him his jab. There's a fantastic right cross that knocks him down. As let's see if Inoue, he's sensing victory, starts to unload with some punches, fires away with punches. Crane stung by several big shots. Looks like he's able to survive though, but definitely Inoue won that round for sure. If it wasn't already in question, that knockdown definitely solidified it. Hopefully, Inoue can knock him out here in the second. As Inoue steps in looking to unleash, and there is a jab that's wide with a crunching straight right to the jaw. Another knockdown. Can Inoue, he's got that golden opportunity to quickly finish Alberto Crane here. And there's powerful shot, and that is all she wrote for Alberto Crane in Pride FC. As 9-5, down the rings he goes. 10-3 for Katsuya Inoue. That's a good job by showing off his stand-up ability there, but with not one but two knockdowns. Good job there for Katsuya Inoue to save that fight. It gives a name check to everyone at Pancracism, as all of his various sponsors, all of his friends, favorite sports, says it was a tough fight, gives a show of respect to Alberto Crane. That's being modest, as Rich Ace Franklin taking on Mark Hughes. So our next fight, let's see if the kickboxing background can help Rich Franklin, or will the wrestler out-wrestle him? As Rich Franklin does have a wrestling background, but I would say who's the better wrestler? I would definitely say it's Mark Hughes, but the betting line has it at plus 270, minus 350, which is pretty interesting. The Pit for Rich Franklin, Cincinnati, Ohio, as Hillsborough, Illinois for Mark Hughes, Military Fighting Systems, 33-34. It's got the reach advantage, too. He wants Kyle staying out there as our referee ringside judges. As Rich Franklin towering over Mark Hughes, as now round one begins. Franklin comes in looking to strike, missing all the strikes that come in with a kick to the body. As Mark Hughes doing a good job on the defense, hasn't been landed yet. As there's a right jab that lands, but Hughes evades the big left. Combos ends with a roundhouse body kick, fails to land. As Franklin is too aggressive, and the last kick gets caught and looking for the takedown. Doesn't happen though, but he drops up against the ropes. Just showing complete control, exerting all but total control up against the ropes. A couple of dirty boxing each other at short range for 60 seconds or so, and still smothering him. Franklin cannot get free. As they're going to remain there until the referee separates them, which he finally does. As now Hughes looked like he was angling for a grapple, but couldn't take the initiative. There's a punch, but Hughes was equal to it, and Hughes shoots in for the takedown. Can't get him though, but he's got him up against the ropes. As they're just going to do about the same thing, but Franklin works enough space to clear out and circle out. As Franklin using the right jab, but Hughes catches another roundhouse body kick. My God, as Hughes can't get the takedowns, but he's able to catch these kicks, which has been great defense for him so far. But Franklin refuses to be taken down and eventually pulls his leg free and steps back away safely. Hughes appeared to be going to try to get in close, but Franklin took the initiative, comboed in with a kick to the legs, failed to land. As Franklin moves in on Hughes, preparing to throw. As Hughes looked like he was about to step in and grapple, but Franklin again taking the initiative. Fails to land with a combination, then with an attempted roundhouse body kick. Hughes again shooting for the takedown. He's got it this time, though. As Franklin's on his back. 1 for 4 on takedowns, but he's in control right now for sure, and Mark might win this first round. As, look at Rich Franklin from the bottom, looking for an armbar, and he's, oh my God, he's got it, as he has to tab out before his arm is hyperextended. What a fucking armbar from Rich Franklin. Yeah, I thought for sure that was going to be Mark Hughes' round, and he was going to dominate it, but just out of nowhere, an armbar from the bottom from Rich Franklin. I mean, that has to be his first armbar win here in Pride FC. Actually, his first win of his career. Yeah, I mean, that was out of nowhere. Would have never guessed that. Hell of a win, though, for Rich Franklin, making it 14-5, 15-7 for Mark Hughes, as Rich Franklin gives a name check to everyone at the pit. All of his favorite sponsors, all of his fans' favorite sports, he gets to show respect to his opponent there. It's our co-main event. Elijah Harshbarger taking on Akira Kikuchi, 17-7, 13-7. Can Elijah Harshbarger, is he going to face the same fate as Alberto Crane, or will he keep his job? Some more, as wrestling backgrounds for both guys, but a judo background for Akira Kikuchi. I think that will give him a slight advantage. As American Top Team, Mach Dojo, as let's see if he has a better luck in this one than his other American Top Team teammate in Jorge Masvidal. As we got John McCarthy's referee ringside judges. Kikuchi getting a good reaction from the fans. He enters the arena. He's fighting in front of a home crowd tonight. Fight begins. They touch gloves. Both fighters seem to have the same idea to come together in a clinch. Harshberger is the aggressor in the clinch. He's looking to try to pull him into his guard here. He does get sucked into it. Looking for an armbar. Kikuchi defends that, though. Thought we were going to have a third armbar in this card, as there's a few weak-looking punches. Decides the next move. As a couple of short, sharp punches to the side of the head. As Kikuchi lunges forward and slams his shoulders into Harshberger, as there's a glancing elbow strike off the top of the head of Kikuchi. As perhaps where the submissions, rather. Kikuchi keeps extremely tight to Harshberger, peppering with short punches. As he applies a double underhook now, keeping Kikuchi from launching the attacks, but he can't stop the short, sharp shoulder smash. As he pulls him in close again, a couple of short punches to the side of the head from Harshberger, throws a few right hands to the body. Clearly just, again, minimize the threat of a submission. Applies a double underhook again, and the referee's going to stand and back up as Kikuchi moves in and clinches with him. Is looking for a judo-style throw, but Harshberger defends that well, and now is controlling the grapple. Look at the push-up against the ropes. He can't do it, though. Kikuchi looking to get pushed up again. He does, though, this time, as Kikuchi, backed up against the ropes, can't really do much thanks to the total control that Harshberger is having. As a minute of just hitting each other with short punches to the body and the side of the head. As, it's just got him stuck against the ropes. 60 seconds as the two fighters continue to be pressed against the ropes tightly. And the referee, Big John McCarthy, separates them back into the center. They go with about a minute 17 left as they come together and start wrestling in an over-under clinch position. As Harshberger's got the better of the clinch. Looking to push him against the ropes. He can't do it, though. As Kikuchi more dominant position in the grapple. Instead, looking for a judo throw. Can't move him, though. Looking for it again. Can't get it either. As here, I thought the judo background would help him out, but so far, Harshberger is showing a great job on the defense there, stopping all those takedowns. And he's got him pinned up against the ropes and out the round. Obviously, all Elijah Harshberger. Which, I will say this, though. Kikuchi's at least landing some shots. He's doing a good job landing shots. But I just don't think it was enough. I think Harshberger had more control. And, I thought he won the round. As the second round here, they come together in clinch. Harshberger seems to be the aggressor. Again, wanting to suck him into the guard. He gets pulled into it. Looking for an armbar from the bottom. And again, that doesn't happen. As throws a few weak-looking punches as he decides his next move. Looking for the arm again. As he fends off Harshberger, doesn't give up the arm. A quick shoulder smash again. He's going to keep on going for that arm. I respect it. So, throws a few relatively weak-looking right hands. Keeps him guessing a few quick strikes. Minute left. There's a shoulder smash to keep him down. And looking for the arm again. Not happening. Big John's going to stand him up with about 26 seconds left. As Kikuchi steps in and grapples his opponent to end out the round. Yeah, that's... You have to give that to Kikuchi. Elijah Harshberger just sucked him in his guard. Just kept on going for the arm bars. I just don't think it was enough there. As, bit of a yawner. Hopefully, we get something exciting here in the third. I'm assuming they're going to clinch, get sucked into a guard, and there we go. Harshberger gets it. So now what happens? Armbar from the bottom. Nope, that gets blocked. Who would have guessed it? Gets pulled in tight. It takes a glancing elbow strike to the top of the head. Throws a few weak-looking punches. Again, clips Kikuchi with an elbow again. Another shoulder smash to keep him down. He keeps on going for that armbar. And every time, it just does not work. Go for a triangle. Go for something else. John McCarthy stands him back up. Definitely breathing well, but he's still moving well, but he's breathing a little deeper now. They come together and clinch, and it's going to be the same thing, but this time he's going to try to put him against the ropes, but Kikuchi doesn't allow it. He's got him up against the ropes this time. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to see how they grade it. Yeah, they gave it to Harshberger. I could see why, but it just sucks because that fight was super boring. It's just Harshberger trying to go for the same thing over and over again, and, just not great. Not a great co-main event, not a great fight. Yeah, that was bad. As it gives an intro to an American top team, I was very responsible of its friends, family, and supporters. He's showing respect to Elijah Harshberger, praises Kikuchi for his skill and toughness. So our main event, Don Frye versus Brock Lesnar, 19-7, 2-0, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Tucson, Arizona, 6'3", 265, just a ginormous man, and Brock Lesnar, 6'1", 235, Minnesota Martial Arts Academy, Death Clutch Gym. Obviously, the boxing background probably will give Don Frye the slight advantage. We'll see what Brock can do. So, referee, ringside judges, giving up at least 30 pounds is Don Frye. As Frye fails to find him his jab that hits Lesnar with a straight right, and there's a small gash underneath the eye of Brock Lesnar, who seizes that chance to grab Frye into a clinch. and he manages to get him up against the ropes. And there's a hard right hand to the side of the head, stuns him. Holy shit! And there's a short, sharp uppercut that's got him wobbled now. Holy shit! Brock Lesnar up against the ropes was fucking up Don Frye. As a minute left, or next minute rather, Jesus, becomes a stalemate. Neither fighter risk leaving a crucial opening they need. And they still pressure him against the ropes. They made their close quarters punching each other for about 60 seconds. As now the referee's going to separate them. Jab is wide and hits a nice straight right hand. Without taking too much damage, Lesnar's able to get him again. As he gets a couple of ineffective strikes, but ultimately loses control of the grapple after being caught off balance. Looking for the trip takedown, that gets blocked. Looking for it again, that also gets blocked. And Lesnar's got a down position in the grapple now. Luke the muscle against the ropes, he's got him up against the ropes. But Frye is able to break free and circle back into the center. Frye's starting to slow down. That's not good, as he's wanting to grapple, and as Lesnar, and he appears willing to get hit. That means getting close enough to come in with some strikes here. He can't connect with a jab, but he catches him with the right hook. As Lesnar again is able to clinch up with him, looking for a takedown. Doesn't happen though. Wait for him to slam him. That'd be fucking insane. I mean, slam Bob Sapp for Christ's sakes. I can only imagine what's next. As Lesnar achieves it by putting him against the ropes. As clock is stopped, as referee wants to check on the cut. But it seems like it was only minor, so that was weird. But back into the clinch they go, as Lesnar's starting to breathe a little heavier now. As Frye can't connect with substrates, so he scores with the right cross. As now he's reopened that cut, so thanks a lot for stopping the fight. As without taking too much damage, Lesnar's able to clinch up with him again. Can't get him down, though. Looking for it a second time, still can't get him down. Looking to muscle up against the ropes. As now trying to push him against the ropes. He's got him this time against the ropes finally. He's trapped him there. Just a couple of short punches. They exchange close punches to the body and the side of the head. Frye waits for Lesnar to try and throw some strikes. Quickly turns him and now creating enough space to escape the ropes. Frye starting to get in the deeper reaches of the gas tank here. A minute left. Frye moves in closer, looking to open up an attack. Peter trying to get in close as Lesnar, but Frye took the initiative. There's the punch, but Lesnar avoids it. Now he aggressively moves in, risking taking some shots if he gets close enough to grapple. As he can't connect with the jab, but there's a crunching right hook for him. As Don Frye is basically blown up at this point. He's very tense moving around that ring. As he can't connect with the substrikes, there's a nice straight right hand. Fails to find out his jab, then lands the right hand as Frye. I mean, he's landing some shots at least in out the round, but I don't think it's enough. Pretty close though on the strikes, 28 to 35. But yeah, I mean, Brock and Don Frye, they're not able to take each other down now. So it's turned into a stand-up exchange, which you feel like Don Frye would have the advantage there. But so far, Brock did a really good job as far as getting him up against the ropes and landing some shots. Cutman trying to work on Brock here, as Lesnar may have been aiming to get in close, but Frye aggressively took the initiative. As he can't connect the jab, but there's a crunching straight right to the jaw. And he has knocked him down with that one. As now looking to finish off Brock here. Has some big shots, several big shots to land. He gets off balance though, he's trying to finish the fight, allowing Lesnar to sweep him. As Lesnar ends up in half guard here. Pounds with some rights. Frye manages to cover up another couple of minutes to get through. Trying to sweep him, but he can't. Trying to get into better position. He does so. He's got side control. Holy shit. Brock, after almost getting finished, is able to now maybe finish Don Frye here. As now he's just going to give up his back. Some more heavy shots. Jesus Christ. As Brock Lesnar gets the win. I thought Don Frye had him. I thought he was going to knock him out. But he just knocked him down. Looked like he was going to finish the fight too, but kind of gave up a little too much, as gave up enough just as far as momentum in his body, and is able to tilt him over as Brock. And my God, I mean, what a win, as what a fight too. That was awesome. As 19-8 for Don Frye, 3-0 for Brock Lesnar as he keeps the winning streaks going. Yeah, I mean, getting a big win over Don Frye. We'll love to see him and see what he's gonna. Oh, he's won Jerome Banner, as that's an easy fight for him. Brock Lesnar gives his name trick to everyone at Death Clutch Gyms, all of his favorite sponsors, all of his friends' favorite sports. He asks you to be interested by next. The answer that he hates to repeat himself by doing it once again, calling out Jerome Banner, because he is doing everything possible to avoid fighting him. Yeah, what a fight though. Definitely saved that card for sure. It's that co-main event. Shot us in the foot, but it's still a pretty good card. Critical rating 72, we'll take it. Almost 7,000 strong for the TV taping here, as we increased our pop everywhere. So all around a pretty successful show. Definitely performance bonus for Brock Lesnar. Probably one for, I'm trying to think who else as well. Mike Quick Swick did a really good job, as did Yeah, we'll go with Kinomoto, I guess. It's pretty interesting how we kind of went with that. But, yeah, I mean, only 2 guys getting the Fight of the Night bonuses. Nobody made over 500,000. Brock Lesnar, though, and Don Frye, the guys who made the most on that card. So, yeah, all around, I think it was a pretty fun show. And hopefully we continue the good success we've been having. I'm hoping for an 80-plus show rating fight card. I'm really hoping for that. One of these days, I think we'll be... Well, we've done it once before, but just in either 2020... either 2008 to 2009, I'm hoping for a little bit more, just as far as like pretty frequently, now that our roster will be as good as it can be. But yeah, we'll let Harshbarger go to UFC if we really want him to. I mean, it's really no big deal, but I was hoping to keep him in, as far as, since he won. It would be nice to keep him around. But maybe we just let him go to UFC, though, as Don Frye got hospitalized. That's not good. But yeah, we'll catch you guys next time for Mega Bushido 18 BJ Penn versus Big Daddy Stevenson. Take care, everyone.